Hi everyone. Horseplay means fooling around, foolish behavior, pranks, practical jokes, or monkey business. And it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. Today we will cover why horseplay prevention training is important, provide you some examples of horseplay, discuss the potential consequences of horseplay, and what your role is in preventing horseplay.
Here we go! I'm gonna take you! Get up, Papa!
While horseplay for the most part can be harmless, it not always is. My name is John Farmer and I'm the warehouse manager in Wichita. A lot like the last video you just saw, I thought it would be fun to ride downstairs on a toy box lid. However, mine ended much differently. On the last stair, the toy box lid slid out from underneath me, causing me to land on the corner of the stairs. This actually snapped my tailbone backwards and shattered it. After years of pain, I eventually had to have surgery and have it removed. So remember, a good idea at the time doesn't always end that way.
We need horseplay prevention training because practical jokes and clowning around on the job are primary causes of freak accidents. Horseplay can result in injury or death and create an unsafe work environment for all employees. Workers' compensation claims can be denied, and we'll give you a few examples of this here in a few minutes. Instigators of horseplay can be subject to prosecution or lawsuits or may otherwise be held responsible by the insurance company. Next, we'll review several horseplay scenarios that have caused significant injuries and expenses to both the employees at fault and their employers. While jokes in the workplace can seem harmless, the percentage that have injured or killed is no laughing matter. Let's go over bad idea number 1. A security guard on a construction site was making his rounds in a golf cart. A co-worker in another cart challenged him to a race and they started down a hill. While turning a corner, the guard's golf cart rolled over and threw the guard out. He suffered a painful broken pelvis and severe back sprain. What happened next? This incident cost the employer and insurance organization a great deal of money. It also cost one employee his job and the other a significant amount in lost wages. Bad idea number 2. 3 construction workers began an impromptu race to climb 30 feet of poorly braced scaffolding bars. Towards the end of the race, the weight of the employees compromised the bracing and the tower of the scaffolding tumbled over. What happened next? 2 of the 3 employees suffered fatal injuries, and the third was disabled for life. The incident occurred over $1 million in collateral property damage and municipal fines. Criminal charges were brought against the supervisor. Bad idea number 3. An employee thought it would be fun to use a compressed air nozzle to mess up the hair of a coworker. Unfortunately, the coworker unknowingly turned her head, putting her ear canal in the direct path of the air gun. So what happened? The air blew into the coworker's ear, rupturing her eardrum. The first employee lost his job and was obligated to pay medical expenses and damages for the 3 months of hearing loss experienced by his former coworker. So what's your role in preventing horseplay? All employees must use common sense. Stop horseplay when you see it. Discourage practical jokes or teasing. Resist the temptation to provide an audience for horseplay. And of course, report any and all horseplay to your supervisor. You should also report any injury stemming from horseplay, even if medical attention is not required. Let's go through a few more scenarios. At a construction site, a worker tries to playfully bump his coworker with the rearview mirror of his truck. The coworker had shaken his backside at the man, and the man inside the truck tried to play along. While reversing the truck, the man bumped his coworker with the bed of the vehicle and injured the coworker. Is this injury covered under workers' compensation? The compensation claim filed in this case was denied as it was an act of horseplay beyond the regular scope of work, and the injured man was also engaged in the event or engaged in the horseplay. A restaurant worker, in an act of fun with his coworker, kicked his leg several feet into the air from under his coworker. The floor was wet, and the worker who was kicking his leg fell, injuring his leg and groin. Is this a workers' compensation claim? The worker was provided workers' compensation. The court ruled that the act was not horseplay. It was normal behavior for the waitstaff at the restaurant, so it wasn't considered unacceptable behavior. So just FYI, in case you're wondering, this is not acceptable behavior at Allied Oil. To summarize today's training, freak accidents often result from horseplay and would have been completely avoidable otherwise. Employees must use common sense and have a safety-first mindset. Horseplay consequences may include disciplinary action, termination, and legal action.
Thank you for watching today. Although the video presentation is over, please continue the horseplay conversation within your branch. Take the next 5 to 10 minutes to discuss horseplay events that you've been a part of or have witnessed. The events don't necessarily need to have occurred at Allied Oil. The branch safety rep's homework is to compile a list of horseplay events, leaving out employee names, and email them to Kim Holtz. This is for trending purposes only. Nobody will be reprimanded. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility and that safety matters because you matter. Have a safe and productive day, everyone.